Alright, in this video we're going to implement our NumberPad class, which is going to inherit from our modular control class. And before I get started, I want to get rid of some errors and clean some things up. So I'm going to go into the game manager. I already done this, but just make sure that your wins is at 0 instead of 3. And then we're going to go into the just to get rid of the errors, we're going to go into the game manager, and since we're going to be working without the game over panel for right now, I'm just going to comment out anything that has game over panel right now, and we don't need that at the moment. So what we're going to do with our number pad, I'm going to remove this component, and I'm going to create a new script. And I'm going to call that NumberPad. And I'm going to drag and drop NumberPad onto NumberPad. So when I edit this, come on, NumberPad. Open. Oh, it opened in the other window. So we won't need voider start. So even an empty class, so how we inherit is so default, all classes are going to inherit the mono behavior class. It's a class that all classes inherit from. Instead of inheriting from mono behavior, we're going to put in modular control like this, and it's blue, so that's good. And even just inheriting from this and having an empty class, we should see in the inspector that once it loads back up again, as long as I don't have any errors. Why is it? I need to clear that. Go away. Oh, here we go. We have all of the inherited public sort of components. So we have the float animation time, which we're going to make 3 again. We're going to have channel, the message, say change the channel, something like that. Okay, and so to test it out, we're going to go back into our modular control, and I'm just going to comment out objective cleared, just to test out that set objective is working. We're taking our public objective message and switching the text over here, so let's try that out. So you can see with our inherited class that we, even though it's empty because it inherits from modular control, everything, basically it's like copy and pasting everything in modular control is true for NumberPad as well. So now we can implement the things that are true for only our NumberPad. So when we set the objective, when the game manager says that we are the active ones, we don't want to have to change the message in the inspector. We want to just be able to do that through our script, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, the old lady is telling us to change to a certain channel. So what we can do is if we do void set objective, and just to print, oh, you see this? Okay, no, that's not. It's gonna be fine. Like a print set objective, just to sort of test it out. And from our modular control, we're saying to set objective. So let's start. Do we get a console hit? No, we don't get anything. And the reason is if I have a function that is already named in my inherited class, then it's not going to do anything. Actually, sometimes it even gives me a warning, and it's not this time, so it's a little strange. But there's a cool trick for inherited members for manipulating functions from the inherited class. So if I make any of these public virtual void, and I'm going to do this for all of them. Public virtual void reset, public virtual void objective cleared, objective failed, set objective. Now it's giving a warning that's like, okay, this is a virtual void, but it's an inherited member. To make the current override the implementation, add the override keyword. So if I say public override, now instead of doing set objective, I'm just going to print set objective. So now instead of having our objective changed, it should just give us this warning here. So we didn't get the change the channel message, right? Let me show you what's happening. So in the modular control, we're going down here, we're clearing out the objective text and the teletext, and then we're doing set objective, but actually we're overriding this, so this isn't happening at all. But what if we want to just add to the function instead of overriding it completely? What we can do is we can say we're going to print, and then we're also going to hit the base and do the function set objective. So basically we're telling, we're saying to call the set objective function from the inherited member. So now I should have both of these things happen. So I will have a printed set objective message like this, and I have modified the text there. So in our modular control, we're setting our objective text to our objective message. So in our inherited member, if we change our objective message before calling the base function, then we should get the right objective on the UI text screen. So what we're going to do is we are going to we're going to set our objective message to be, and I've done, she wants to watch her soap opera, so my soaps are on, and tells you what channel to go to. So with strings, we can write a string. We can the plus operator is interesting with strings. It'll do it adds strings together. So if I do two sets of strings, then like this, then that's going to be my soaps are on channel, and then I have an underscore. So that's nice. But what we want to do is we want to have the objective number that she wants us to change the channel to. So what we'll do is we need to have a public we need a objective number, and this has got to be an integer. I'm sorry, integer objective number. And so we can add objective number. The nice thing about strings too is that they can automatically turn integers into the string version, so that's nice. So if I add operator here, it'll say my soaps are on channel space, and then it'll give me the channel number. Cool. But what should this objective num be? So in our set objective, we can create a random integer so that we have sort of a random goal each time. So if I have if I say, if we do a random integer with any sort of range that's going to, like, I don't want to have like channel 999,999. So I'm going to do a max channel that will specify up here, and we'll say that it's just like 100 or something like that. So in here we're going to do a we're gonna set objective num to be a random integer from a range. It can be anywhere from we don't want any negative number, so 0 to whatever we specified as our max channel. So now we'll do a random number, and then we'll say my scopes are on, go to the channel of the objective number. So let's test that out. And then it should, it should update the text because we're calling the base function. Yep, channel 74 is a random number. Great. All right, so now we need to like work on our win conditions, and basically we have all of these fancy little buttons, and these buttons should input a number that gives us our current channel number, and then we hit enter to lock that channel number in and whatnot. So what we can do is with our public objective number, we can also have a channel number, and I'm going to just default both of those to 0. And so this function that these buttons are going to call, we'll call that void enter number, and then we'll feed in the specific number that each button corresponds to. We did this in our pre-production. We said we're going to update our current channel number, and how to do that is we take the channel number and then we multiply it whatever its own value is by 10, and then we add whatever the incoming number is. So channel num is plus equal, so if we enter if we press the button 5, then channel number is 0, so 0 times 10 is 0, 0 plus equals 5, so add 5, so now the current channel number should be 5. That's great. Now we want to enter it in 2, so we have our current channel is 5, 5 times 10 equals 50, channel number plus equals 2 is 52. So this works. And then here we can also change our text. So we can say that we want to update the TV text. So we've called that tele text. Did we? Yeah, tele. So teletext and so actually, in order for me to manipulate this, I think I have to make this public in our modular control class. Now, yeah, it's not complaining anymore. So teletext dot text can now equal. I want to show what channel number what our current channel input, or like what we've typed in so far is. So we'll do channel plus the channel number, because we've just updated that, right? So I think we can test this out, but I'm going to, so it's going to take a little while. We're going to have to go through the number pad panel, and for each of these, thankfully there's an on click already built in. So I think for all of these we can just add, I just shift selected them all so that I'm doing this for all of them. And I want to do a number pad, and I want to do the same function on each. So I'm going to do number pad. We made it public, right? So we did enter number, and it feeds in an integer. So for number 1, we want to go 1 by 1 now. So button 2 should input a number 2. Button 3 should input a number 3. Button 4 should input a number 4. So on. So I skipped over to make sure 0 was 0, but now there's 2 that I actually made a mistake. So I don't actually want to input a number for either of these for our enter button and our clear button. So we're going to call something else with that. But let's test out our numbers that we can click. So you can see we're entering in. Well, it should be 1, 52, 572. That's weird. So automatically 2. Wonder if. Oh my gosh, so why did I type 52? I think I was multitasking and I was talking about 5s and 2s anyways. So we should add plus equals whatever our number is. And now that should work. What a weirdo. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 0. We see the more numbers I hit, like we have there's actually a maximum integer that we can use for it still to operate correctly, and then basically it's like a floating point error. So what we want is we need to make sure that we're there's only so many channels anyway, so what we can do is make sure that our current channel number doesn't exceed our max channel. So what we could do, so if our channel number is less than our max channel, we should be fine with this. So we can cut and paste that here. But otherwise, we can, I want some sort of visual signifier that we've reached our max, so players don't think that they're touching the buttons and nothing's happening. So I'm going to do the teletext. I'm going to change the font style to be italic. But I need to change that back. So what I can do is, since we've made our reset, we made that a virtual, we can also make sure that when we reset that, actually this is, gotta make sure we have all the correct brackets. So if I override our reset, I can call the base and reset, and then also make sure that our font style for our teletext is reverted back to normal. So not regular, it's font size dot normal. Okay, so now I can hit play, and once we've hit a max number, 111, can't tell. Let's look at our world canvas. Is it italic? Oh, channel number. Oh, yeah, that's wrong. So if channel number is greater than or, oh no, we don't need an if statement, we just need else. So in any other case, we want to just like make the font style italic. So here we go. So this is actually going to, because 99 is going to be less than, but if I hit another 9, it's going to, so basically actually, it gives us a complaint after we've input like 2 times more than the max channel, which is it's sort of okay. Otherwise, we would need to take this out of our if statement, and then if we've reached over, then revert back to our old number, and then do the italic style. But I think this is good enough for us to know that we've gone too far. Plus, we're going to make a clear button, so we can actually have, we already have a reset, which clears everything out. So actually, it's not what we want though, because if we do reset, then we change the objective text as well. So we just want to take the teletext and to reset it back to either nothing, or actually we don't need our current channel number to be 0, right? So we can make that function public void clear channel. This just means that our channel number is now 0. So if I have our clear button, I'm going to take our number pad object and find our number pad script, and I'm going to clear the channel. Now if I hit input like something crazy and then I hit clear, it's clear, but then I have to like hit another number, which makes sense. Logically that makes sense, but I don't like that. So what I want is I want to do clear channel plus enter number. So I'm going to call enter number just so that we can update our channel number. And what will happen is we can do enter number 0. So it's like channel number times equals 0, and then plus equals 0. So if we keep typing in 0, we should still have a singular number 0, not 0, 0 something. So enter number 0. Is my logic right on that? Let's try it. Something crazy, and then hit 0. Oh, clear, sorry. Clear, and then we got 0 now. If I keep hitting 0, I still have 0. I just noticed that it's because we're setting the new objective. That's why the soap animation is playing all the time. Because that wouldn't play. Wait, no, we should be. Are we calling objective cleared too? So our windscreen. Oh my gosh. Okay, I didn't completely forgot to do this. Man, I'm making a mess of these videos, huh? So okay, so when we display your screen, we've set active true, set active false. I thought I already did this and I just like wasn't even looking or thinking. So we just need to make sure that it's false when it starts. So now that's much easier to see. So 4, 5, whatever. And if I hit clear, it's 0 again. Okay. Sorry, guys. And so we're getting pretty close to everything we need here. We've cleared a channel. We've done a reset. We need a submit button. We haven't done anything with our enter, so we can do that function now. So public void submit. And what we're doing is we're going to check when we hit enter, we need to check if we've matched our objective number or if we didn't. So did we fail or did we win? So if our channel num is equal to our objective num after we've hit the enter button, then we can call our function that we already have, objective cleared. Otherwise, we didn't clear the objective. We did something else. We did it wrong. And then after this, just so that we actually entering number, just so that we after you hit the enter button, you shouldn't be entering in more numbers and still adding to the same channel. So I'm going to do clear channel here. But actually, this might be wrong. Let's test this out. So our objective is 4. Enter. Let's look at our text here. So we have our objective number is 74 and our channel number is 0. So now our channel number matches. If we hit, oh, we haven't even hooked up the enter button. So if we hit enter and we do submit, now if we match 33 and we hit enter, then we've done our sort of victory. Now we need the game manager to keep telling us to keep doing new objectives, keep doing new mini games, right? So I think we've let's check our objective message is active object. It's true, clear all, clear channel. Let me test out this clear thing again. So if I do 5, 6, 7, clear. Well, one thing is that I just want to clear. If we've cleared our channel, I want to sort of reset to exactly the start of how we had it when it was like completely clear. Or we can have it start with our objective number. We can set our teletext to be channel 0. I kind of like that better. So after, if we call our base objective, and then, so we're doing our little stuff, we're calling our set objective, and then we say set the objective text, and then it is an active object. We can do the teletext here too, just to keep it all organized. And then we'll say what our current channel number is. So now when we get, we'll automatically have sort of a prompt that says like enter in the new channel. I don't know if I like that better or not. Yeah, so my hopes are on channel 13. We clear, it gets us back to the sort of start. Okay. It's a little different, but and then when we've done the objective cleared, I think we should clear our teletext. So have we not done that? Objective cleared. We do a reset, and in that reset, change the font size to normal, and then the teletext should be nothing. And oh, is active objective, then reset should mean that it's false. Oh, I see what's happening here. So we've, after we've hit the submit button, we've hit enter, then we're hitting clear channel, and clear channel is doing enter number, and enter number is changing our text. So actually, I don't want this. So when you clear your channel, it will no longer show channel 0. So if we do something like this, hit clear, it's not going to do anything, I guess. Channel number equals 0. But we do need to, so maybe we'll just change the teletext here. To be nothing if clear channel is 0. We're doing enter number. Still showing 0. What? Oh, duh. I left channel num. Alright, I'm getting worse at this. I need to step away and probably sleep some. So, good thing we're almost done with this, right? I will do better later. Hit clear, then there's no channel until I enter numbers again. And that way, when we check our objectives, then we have no text on the screen, which is exactly what we want. That's fine. I just had a small preference for, I mean, I go back and forth whether or not I wanted to show channel 0 or not. So whatever, it's not a big thing. All right, so good job, everybody, I assume. So this is our number pad script. We've got our new objective that we're checking for. We're inputting from different numbers, from different numbered buttons, and updating our channel number and checking against our objective number, and then also doing everything that's in our inherited script and adding to our functions. So yeah, so the next time we'll let's implement the timer next time.